Hey there, and happy Wednesday afternoon, part two. Today I have some quick and easy cards for you, so I thought why not just keep creating content for you to give you some inspiration that way. And like I said, it's like this repeating thing that I keep saying, I have a retreat this weekend that I'm really excited. So as I show you different creations, then I pack them away into my little bag that's going to the retreat for me to work on. So giving you inspiration, which is going to keep me going with inspiration for the rest of the week. So today, or this afternoon, what I have for you is another quick and easy card. And depending on how this all goes, how supper all goes, I might even do a third project, which would completely clear off my desktop, because September, I think I have 5 in-person events. So I would like to start next week when I get done and get back home with my retreat. I would love to start with a clean desk, just to keep piling projects up and starting all over again. You know, it's kind of the way, like most of you have a routine. I think somewhere in the house that seems to be how things go. It's just like clean up, repeat, right? All right, so this project today is using the Everyday Happiness Designer Series paper. It's a really, really nice package of Designer Series paper. It is one that also can be purchased with the sticker sheet for scrapbooking, or if you have, you know, something that you want to kind of highlight with more like of a design option, using that too. Oops. Just trying to get onto my desk more, not too much, sorry about that. All right, so when I have used this layout for classes and such, I wasn't sure which one I like. Like originally I loved seeing a lot of the paper here because it's cute, it's soft, it's subtle. It's using Lost Lagoon, some gray granite and such, and bringing in like just a little bit of even pool party and such. And so just love this color combination, especially for this time of year. But then I thought, well, what happens if I cut down this pretty paper, and I'll give you both measurements. I actually think I'm going to make card fronts of both of these because they go so quick and easy. Like if you need some wedding cards or anniversary cards, that's kind of what I think when I think of this. So I cut down from this size to the smaller size, and then I matted it with some pretty peacocks. So like I said, I like both of them, and it's got a different fold. Both of them fold this way, kind of that bookbinder. So I leave an edge, and then that opens like so. So that will give you an idea. And having this at class, it's the easiest fun fold almost that a person can do. As the holiday season approaches, more for Christmas and such, it's fun to make this type of fun fold and then have like a little pocket here, and I do like with my circle punch a little divot, and then you can put a gift card in there too. So this bookbinder, think outside the box for that type of thing, even if it's not for Christmas, but you're thinking, oh, I have somebody's birthday coming up and I want to give them a gift card, or even give them cash or check. My kids take all types of currency, I know that. Okay, so the stamp set that I'm using is Bright Borders. This is already on the last chance list, so it's marked down to $18, and it coordinates with that to the point punch that was so popular. It seemed like it took forever for this punch. It came out in the January through April mini catalog, and I feel like most of that catalog it was out of stock. So that was a bundle with the other coordinating stamp set, and this is the standalone. So I love the frames. I'm going to be using the little flowers today, and then for classes, I love that I can do multiple sentiments, lay them out and have people choose. And I even laid out an extra sentiment that said happy birthday, just so that that somebody could use that like for the inside of their card or whatever too. So that is where these are coming from. So let me start with my card measurements. So hi there, Pam, good to see you on there. Oh, that's so fun. Pam's like right on track today. Like Pam, I should have said, what should I make for a card? And then you say, make a card that has a pocket. So, and then I talk about it. So it's too good. All right. So, think of an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock here, cut it in half. So what I've done with these is scored them in the traditional 5.5 here to get the halfway with my trimmer and score. And then what I do is I score an additional scoring mark there. Hopefully the camera picks that up, another 1 inch over. So really at the 5.5 and 6.5 if you want to do it that way. And then let me get out my bone folder, and I'm just going to fold that in half. And then what I do is pull this one back so it lays on top. And I'm going to give it that same fold. Like I said, I'm going to do both kind of at the same time. So I'm just going to give both of these a score. I don't know if I'm going to do all the steps at the same time. We'll just see how that goes. Not too often do I make two cards that are so similar. Hi there, Julie. Good to see you on here. So let me tell you a product that we have that I absolutely love for this type of thing, or any fun fold. Sometimes I used to use my tear and tape, and that's still a good product. So it's not like that's like this is replacing that. It's in addition to or an also thing. But the Stamp and Seal Plus is nice because it, you'll see me using the regular Stamp and Seal, but the Stamp and Seal Plus is a lot sturdier. Now, the reason why I don't use it for all my projects, you can often see me laying something down and, oh, it's maybe a little crooked. The regular Stamp and Seal allows me to kind of pull it up, adjust it if it's done quickly. Now this, if you use this for your projects, you're going to want to have it exactly where you want it. You can see it kind of has a different look. It's got like a ribbed look to it and such, and you definitely want to twist off to get that off your project. So that heavy duty, so now when I press down, that's going to stay stuck. Like if you're going to try and open that, it is going to rip. So very, very sturdy. But I still like to do two just so that it's covering that whole area there too. So Stamp and Seal Plus comes in the darker blue container versus the kind of turquoise looking container here. So I'm just going to put that down. All right, so for the first card front that I have here, that has the larger chunk of the Designer Series paper, that is 4 by 4 1/4, and this is the pretty back side too. Sometimes people are like, what's on the back side? And when I do classes, I often am reminded what's on the back side, because sometimes people are like, oh, I like that better. Okay, I'm just going to make sure, yeah, that I have that going the right way. All right, and then what I did from the Designer Series paper of the same packet, the Everyday Happiness, I just cut a 4-inch by 3/4 inch strip of this. Okay, and actually I'm going to switch things up just a tad for this other one. So now what I did for this one, that same paper packet, let's see, 3.5 by 3.5. I always like to double check my measurements so that when you're following along, I want everybody, it's kind of like if you're baking, you want that person giving you the recipe to give you the right recipe. Like, I think everybody knows or has heard stories of somebody that was so proud of their baking that they on purpose gave like recipes out with just a little bit of a on purpose mistake, so that the person giving the recipe always made it seem like it was magical how they could do theirs, and the other person's wouldn't turn out. Like, that's kind of mean. Like, I want you guys to have success. Okay, so now I've matted that on the Pretty Peacock, which is 3.75 by 3.75, also square. And then we're just going to continue to put some adhesive on there. Like I said, very quick, very easy. Almost as easy as today's earlier card. So if you missed that, I did that a couple hours ago. Now for this one, let's change things up and let's use this side just to have something different. And sometimes that works, and sometimes the other side doesn't even coordinate with the project that I'm working on. So this is cut still 3/4 by 1 inch. I kept that the same, like so. And then for the front, let's see, let's stamp out. I always say stamp first, then punch. So I'm going to use my Pretty Peacock ink pad here, and I just have a strip of some Lost Lagoon cardstock. So I'm just going to stamp out. Actually, I'm going to do that on either side, like so. Okay, and let's see, have these different things. Okay, so from me to you, and yay, so happy for you. There's even like a thank you and from all of us, or even congrats. So there are different things. I think I'm going to do yay, so happy for you on both of them. Kind of like, actually, let me let me punch this out first. Okay, somebody that came to class said, Belle, I accidentally did this the wrong way, and it still kind of fit for her. And I went, gosh, there is a right and a wrong, because this is more flat, and then this comes out more and does follow that. And it was one of those things that I think I just kind of fed it in to the points here, and to the point, so where it comes out there, it goes into each point on either side. And I think luckily I just have always fed it that way, and I've never fed it this way to know that I was doing it the wrong way. And I thought, wow, that's kind of interesting that out of all the times I have stamped and punched, that it's just always been the right way. Okay, so I've got that, and I want my vines to go up and these to be my sides. Either way is fine. Okay, so then I have my center here wide open. Yay, so happy for you. Actually, let's do one way and one the other. Okay, so you can see that and that. So it looks about the same. It's just whether you have your points going up and down or side to side. So then I'll flip those over and get some dimensionals going. And I'm just going to do about 3, like so. 1, 2, and 3. So while I'm doing this, so this retreat's going to be in Wyndham, which is close by for me, like a 10-minute drive from out in the country here to get into town. And actually it's on my way to the downtown area. So pretty nice to be able to sleep in my own bed at the end of the day too. But I will be there and set up and ready to go. My goal is by 2 o'clock to be able to start selling my for my pop-up on Thursday. But I'll be there Thursday then for the rest of the day, and then Friday and Saturday. If you're questioning oh, am I coming too early? Am I coming too late? Or what? Just, even send me a text and say, hey, Bella is thinking of coming over. Are you there now, or will you be there? Because even if you're not going to the retreat, you can still come to the pop-up sale. So I will have retired products, lots of designer series paper, and when I say lots, I mean lots. So yes, and my husband always is so good to help me load up before I go, but he always says, please sell all of this before you come home. I think it's just because it's so heavy. All right, so for my embellishments today, these antique pearls, they lay nice and flat, and they have a nice very vanilla type of antique look with a nice shiny pearlized look to them. And so I'm just going to take and put, here's my tool, like a medium-sized one down here in the corner. And because this paper kind of has a little bit of the gray granite in the background, it kind of gives it just a hint of being vintage. And so I like how this kind of lays out like so. So then I'm going to put kind of a smaller one and a larger one up here. And I'm going to do that same thing on my other one here. And then maybe a medium and a small up here, like so. And now something that doesn't always show up when I photograph my projects, I get ink on there, that's going to smear somewhere else. Anytime I accidentally do that, I'm quick to try and wipe it off, because I'll forget that it landed in there, and then it'll get somewhere else I don't want it to, on a nice card that's already finished. Okay, so the part that doesn't film well, hi there Marlis, is the Wink of Stella, but I love how it adds a little kind of subtle bling to things. So I always like to give it a gentle squeeze, and then you can kind of see the Wink of Stella coming out into the barrel. if you buy a brand new one, it'll come with like a little bit of a gap with a black band around there. So just swivel it open, take the black band off. That is so that when it is shipped, if it gets squashed at all, you're not going to have loss of product. So that's how you initially open this up, and then afterwards it just pops closed like that. But I like to let people know that, because every once in a while, if I don't, people will say mine's not working, because as much as you squeeze, it's not gonna empty into the barrel to do that until that black band is removed. So that's my kind of tip of the day, or kind of reminder, especially because when our products are so good and last so long, a lot of times you might like say, oh, this one's empty, order a new one. Well, by then you've tossed the old one to even know that it might look a little different. And then you just try to start using the new one and then wonder what's wrong, because you used to like it and it used to work, right? So what I'm doing is kind of giving it a gentle squeeze, not too much, or we all know what happens. It gets kind of messy, kind of ugly fast if you have too much. So I'm just going over all of the yellow and blue flowers here with the Wink of Stella. And I like to do this on some of my papers every once in a while, especially at Christmas time, like if there's greenery or poinsettias, to make it look like that designer series paper sometimes has that almost like built-in kind of shimmer shine to it. So the nice thing about this, dries instantly on its own, and so you don't need to heat set it or anything like that. So the Wink of Stella, like I said, it never really shows up on anything I photograph or film, but I do like the unique little flash of like glimmer that it gives us. So that's it for the front, but let me do the insides quick here. So what I've done here is cut some basic white. I'm just going to double check my measurements, 4x4. And I'm going to take this little kind of grouping of flowers here. I'm going to stamp it out, and then as I'm putting on the adhesive, I'm going to hold it up here though first. So does anybody think these might almost look like poinsettias? As I was talking about, you know, pretty paper and such. I don't, like, they're not supposed to be, but I don't know if it's just how they are, that when after I'd used them a few times, I'm like, if these were stamped in red for Christmas, it would totally look like poinsettias for the Christmas season. Okay, so the reason why these are cut down 4x4 instead of my normal 4x5 1/4 is to allow for that, because that is staying shut because of the strong adhesive we used. And then the So Happy For You, I'm just leaving these blank to have on hand, because that way, when I need like a anniversary card, or somebody is expecting, or has good news, then I have something ready that can just be used for the inside blank like that. So now you can see kind of how the two different things, very similar in how they got put together. Maybe I'll show them separately, so your eye can go, oh yeah, I like the full card look. I mean, even the size just makes it look like this one's maybe smaller, even though the base is the same. But it's just kind of how cutting down the designer series paper and then framing that can make it look so different. So yeah, I think everybody's going to have a different favorite out of the two layouts, but yeah, it just it adds a unique thing, and even using this instead of that can make it look totally different too. So there you have it, another quick and easy design. So like I said, depending on how fast I had to run and quick do an errand in between my last two videos and such, and then I had a little trouble uploading my photo, but my hope is if everything goes better, smoother, I might even get, like I said, that third project in tonight for you guys. And if I do, it's going to be that Totally Awesome bundle. I already know what it's going to be, so hopefully I have time to bring that to you yet. So catch you later. Bye-bye.